sophomore. They were
a couple more years of him terrorizing people. Sans helmet, huh?
I was talking to the chain gang guy at that Sydney game last year, and he was talking about the kids' work ethic. He doesn't know how to get tired. He goes to the weight room and just lifts and lifts and lifts. And just this big skin. He looks like a giant Viking. Just looks like a giant Viking.
Sounds like he'd fit in the stand.
He would fit in the stand. That's right. Or the strongman competition.
Yeah.
Magnus versus Magnus. But that's what we're going to do, and it's not just going to be football. We're going to cover, all the sports that the Corner Conference competes in as a conference. Not to say we won't touch on your outside sports, like if we have a couple of wrestling teams, a couple of cross country teams, and we will touch on the athletes that do well in those. But the primary focus is going to be on the sports that are contested conference-wise. We're also, this is something I was thinking about recently, going to try to come up with a way to affix a point standing to the standings.
Yeah.
In the year and have an all-sports championship for
the entire year,
females, and then mix.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be
kind of like the Cyhawk series, but the Corner Conference version of the Cyhawk.
Right. And there's a few snags. What do we do for football? Because everything's splintered a little bit. And, kind of trying to think of some ideas there. Right. But we're going to pick, all conference teams in each of the sports. We're going to do our own, and it's going to be, a loose group of media and knowledgeable fans and maybe a few coaches giving input like the past, but we're going to do our own teams and on sports. We're going to pick players of the year. Right. It's going to be real similar to a lot of the stuff we've done in the past, but instead of trying to incorporate teams from different conferences, we're going to stick to the
strictly Corner Conference.
Oh, Corner Conference all the time.
Yeah.
And
the way we like it.
That's right. Malvern all the way down to College Springs. College Springs,
South Page,
and Hamburg. So they'll be playing games in all those places again. And I think we all anticipate a little ebb and flow in the schools in the Corner Conference. There's going to be some consolidation, some expansion.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it'll be really easy to bend and shift with it. I think we'll be just.
Well, that's the great thing about the internet. It's so fluid, and we can just change how we need to. Right. And they'll probably, I would imagine, with Heartland joining, I imagine they'll eventually be, a 10th team. I don't, who it might be. Maybe Bedford. Really?
Who knows?
They were once a Corner Conference member.
They were once a Corner Conference member. They're in the Pride of Iowa. I don't think Bedford wants to join the Corner, though.
Really?
No.
Do they think they're too good for the Corner?
Probably. Probably.
I don't think that's the case.
No.
I got to be honest with you, Bedford. I think you're overthinking how you're standing in life.
Yep. Pride of Iowa. They're in the Pride of Iowa. They're driving. Well, they lost their closest rival in Corning. Now they're driving 60 miles a contest, playing much lower.
With the really cheap gas prices, that makes a lot of sense.
That's right. That's what you want your kids doing in the middle of the winter.
Driving long distances, with the nice weather, the cheap gas.
Bus drivers love that.
Oh, for sure.
It's great for the grades. The kids like that.
Absolutely. It works out all the way around.
All the way around. But no, we got they're building up the Corner Conference East and West now, and Heartland will obviously be in the East, so they'll be looking for that 5th team in the West. Well, they're going to need another one because no, they won't. We're not losing one because Corning's not in, so they're just going to get absorbed into the Corner. So they'll need a 5th team. Bedford would make a lot of sense. I think Griswold.
Yeah,
I've heard Griswold.
Doesn't make as much geographical sense, but size-wise and things like that, it makes sense.
It doesn't. I don't think it's any more geographically wacky than Bedford. Really, when you think about it, it's not that far north. Not that far. The Wick's about to splinter because the Wick let in IKM and Logan.
No,
they dropped out of that super conference up north, and now all the smaller schools in the Wick are crying,
not happy about
screaming bloody murder, man. They all want out.
I can't really blame them.
No, not at all. And Logan, when you look at the smallest schools in the conference, Missouri Valley is almost already double in size the smallest schools in that conference.
How is HST going to compete with Logan?
No, they can't. Not in anything.
No, nothing.
No. I think we could end up adding a Griswold or maybe even a Riverside, you know, and who knows how far it could sprawl, because I think there's going to be some other consolidations eventually where they'll lose numbers. But you know, they've got Heartland Christian, and they'll be adding another. But you know, it'll stay real fluid. It'll stay real nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you knew football season did start already.
Football season.
Football.
It started.
Playoffs.
Football season started. Did Essex play?
Essex played.
Essex South Page.
ESP. They go by ESP.
ESP. Was that their first ever football game together?
First ever football game together.
And so, all time, ESP's never lost a football game. Is that what you're telling me? Wow.
Unbeaten 1-0.
Impressive.
1-0. They
are they the Trojans still?
Yeah.
Are they the Trojans?
I think they should be the rebellious Trojans, or the Trojan rebels, Trojan man, anything like that. Trojan rebels. But no, they're unbeaten, and you know they've come a long ways. You know, it was a little cantankerous at first, and now they're being a lot more considerate of each other. They're going to play 3 games in Essex and 3 games in the Springs.
Okay,
I think it's fantastic.
They're compromised.
I really do.
The world's all about compromise.
It is, you know, and it's sure we'd like every town to be able to keep their high school and everybody to keep their identity, but you know, at some point you have to compromise, and I'm glad to see things going real smooth for them.
Good.
Kids really seem to get along.
Yeah. I heard Essex got a pretty good quarterback in from South Bay.
They got Jake Sunderman, and I don't just like him because I'm related to him. I'm related to all Sundermans, but some much closer than others. But he would actually be my wife's second or third cousin, pretty close. Yeah, but he's fantastic. And, you know, I noticed he was really good a couple of years ago when he was playing against Essex.
Good runner, good passer, good combo.
You know, he is a good runner, and he is a good passer. He's real heady. He makes good decisions. He knows when to tuck it down and run. He knows when to throw it away. He wasn't gifted with a lot of size.
Okay.
He's not a big kid. That's probably his main handicap. Probably sight, seeing downfield. He probably has a little bit of difficulty. But he's, you know, for 8-man football, he's pretty darn solid. You get away with a little bit less size there. But yeah, he was the catalyst. He and Zach Daly were the catalyst. Their win. They beat Twin Cedars 40-14, 40-12.
Nice.
40-14.
40-14. Let's call it.
40-14 is what it was.
Week 0.
Week 0.
Saturday.
Man, you know, and it's interesting. IHSAA declared a couple of years ago there'd be no more Week 0 games.
Done with it.
Done with it. No more. We've had a Week 0 game every year. You know, they also
it follows through with what they say. That's their thing.
And you know, the sub-state is never going to be the first round of the playoffs, which I firmly agreed with, and I still don't consider it the playoffs. It's sub-state. But you'll notice they changed after 1 year of
they get a playoff banner,
whining and wiggling and screaming at them. Yes, everybody gets a playoff banner. There was a team last year. There were 2 teams last year got playoff banners that finished 2-8 on the season.
Well earned.
Hang that playoff banner, baby.
Be proud.
When I was a senior.
We went to the playoffs. We were 2-8. It was a fantastic year.
It was awesome. But that a little bit of that does happen. And I don't care for it. That round 32 to me is a playing game. It's a big game. And you know, if you don't look at it that way, then it warps like a lot of the state qualification records. It's unfair. You know, like.
Well, I mean, once they started including more teams, obviously it meant us to be there.
Right, and it, you know, it's easier to keep streak alive. You don't have to make the round of 32.
Yeah.
Everybody. Well, I mean, you make the round of 32 and in A or
Doctor's doing an interesting dance back there, by the way.
She's quite a dancer. I think she's trying on purpose to distract me. I see the dance, and I heard Chris Rock say it's all good as long as I keep her from dancing on the pole.
Okay, there you go.
I won't consider it a fail until I get there. But yeah, and so the top 4 teams will make it, you know, out of each district. And it seems a little excessive in A football in the smallest 11-man class. There's only 54 teams, and the 32 of them make
half of them make it to
state. Yeah. You know, that's just ridiculous.
That's elite.
Well, the district
in the top 60%.
Yeah, the Southwest Corner District for A football had 5 teams in the district. So everybody but one team, and only one team that didn't make it. That was Riverside.
Oh,
man, one Riverside. Or Riverside.
Or Riverside.
Yeah. But So yeah, it's a 9-team district this year.
Right.
So they only get the one. They only get the one non-conference game. Essex's non-conference game is actually Heartland Christian.
Okay.
Which I think. I mean, with them getting some refugees and some recruits,
an influx of talent,
some black market talent coming in, that could become a really interesting game in a couple of weeks, and add some interest to it and kind of develop the corner conference rivalry a little bit.
Definitely.
And I think that'll be interesting. Tabor's hosting Corning. Tabor
and Corning, huh?
Tabor is hosting Corning. Corning is 2-7. Corning was
Corning with or without Villisca?
Without. It's without the Red Raiders.
All right. Okay. Gotcha.
Corning Red Raiders. They're traveling to Tabor. They get to go to Titletown in Tabor. Tabor.
Lucky for them, huh?
Yeah, it'll be fun. But they gotta go to Tabor, play FM. I don't anticipate that one being very competitive.
Right.
Corning was 2-7 last year and lost almost everybody from that team. So
FM was undefeated and state champion.
They were.
Yeah.
State
champion.
There you go.
It'll be interesting though to see FM, in the era after Meyer, and
absolutely
after Scarborough and those, and see how they kind of retool and put them back together. I mean, definitely got to be some change. I mean, last year, you needed any